Nigeria. Premier League football action went across different centers at the weekend. Katsina United played a 1-0 draw with Barrow FC. The fixtures involving Abia Warriors and Enyimba International had all the attention, but it ended goalless. Enyimba traveling to Umuahia to force second place side Abia Warriors to a goalless draw. It was a match of the Port Harcourt boys. Stanley Guma for Enyimba International as coach, while Imama Mapakabo of Abia Warriors, another Port Harcourt boy as well, Mike.
Yeah, it was a very, very tough game as both teams, settled for points apiece. I think for Abia Warriors, they have kept the momentum going. They are seated second on the log right now. It was expected that if they had won that particular game, maybe they should have maintained the #1 spot. But then it was a very tough game coming up against a struggling Enyimba side so far this season. I expected them to get all 3 points because Enyimba have been very poor so far this season. They are currently seated 6th on the log, but then their position doesn't really reflect how poor they have been so far this season. But then you may want to say it's a big game for both teams and they shared the spoils. Not a bad one for both sides.
Talking about the poor game at the weekend, we saw it involving Kano Pillars at their adopted home ground being fought to a goalless draw by Bayelsa United. Meanwhile, the traditional fixture, one of the oldest traditional fixtures in Nigerian football, Shooting Stars of Ibadan up against Rangers International. And Rangers played at home, beat Shooting Stars by 1-0. No fixture can be as old as this one.
Definitely, it was the oldest fixture, just like you mentioned, and there was always a bitter rivalry among this side whenever they meet each other. Over the weekend, Rangers find a way to, of course, serve them their antidote. It was a hard-fought victory for them. Slim goal, but then it doesn't really matter. All that matters was, all 3 points. And you take a look at the two teams. They are very, very close to the table. Both teams have 16 points each as we speak after 11 games played, and the Enugu Rangers are seated 11th, while Shooting Stars occupy 12th position with 16 points each. But then Shooting Stars have played one more game compared to Enugu Rangers that have played 11 games. And Shooting Stars that have played 12 games. So I think it was a very needed a tonic and ginger for Enugu Rangers to bounce back to winning ways. A great result it is for them.
It wasn't a great result for Nasarawa United, table toppers in the Premier League here in Nigeria, because they did not make home advantage count after Kwara United forced them to a 1-0 draw. Nasarawa United, if you have to be champions for this year, then they have to win at home at least.
Definitely. Home victory is one of the way that, of course, it helps a team to go for the title, because if you can't win at home, then it comes with a question mark then that if you can't win at home, how possible it is for you to win away from home. But then it is football, it is not judged that way. But then you can't take away the fact that Nasarawa United, for this particular season, I think they've been great so far. Taking a look at the 12 games that they've played so far, and that is why they are seated in the first position. Despite that draw, they still maintain their first position. I just see them maintaining this. Maybe in next outing, they are going to build on this going forward. But then I can tell you that Nasarawa United, out of 12 games, they are seated first, and it is a great start to the season for them.
Wiki Torres beat Nigeria Tornadoes by 1-0. It was a surprise result in Warri because home side Wolves lost by 2-0. Ikorodu City traveled all the way from Lagos to beat Warri Wolves by 2-0.
Yeah, for Ikorodu City, I think a good result for them, and we've seen them move up the table to third position because of that 3-point they garnered away from home. Ikorodu City, can they contend for the title? Are they ripe enough? It's a very big question, but then we'll just see how the league progresses, because we still have many games to play, about 20-something games. Out of 38 games, 12 have gone down. Remaining about 28 games or they're about to go. Only time will tell how good they are for the season.